farming games aren't the most popular among mobile games. Still, there is a sizable and fiercely loyal fan base for this kind of stuff. Farming simulators have several unique gameplay elements. Players spend money to plant crops and buy animals. They make that money back plus a profit when they harvest the plants and the animals. However, there are some decent ones available as well. Here are the best farming games and simulators for Android. Big Little Farmer is a bit unique in the farming games genre. This is one of the few freemium games, in any genre, that also supports complete offline play. Otherwise, it appears to play quite a bit like Farmville. You dig up ground, plant crops, raise animals and harvest their milk and eggs, decoration and customize your farm, and sell your stuff for a profit. The controls are easy enough, and there is a metric ton of content to unlock and play with. The basic premise does get repetitive after some time. However, that's something you'll find with pretty much all of the freemium farming simulators. Still, this is a good option for casual players. Blocky Farm is a farm game with Minecraft-style graphics. It also has a slightly more arcade game feel than most farming sims do. The game uses the classic mechanics like farming crops and such. However, you also get pets, customization elements, and more. You can also free drive most of the vehicles if you want to. They help with stuff like crop harvesting, but it's actually quite funny to see what kind of trouble you get into. Some other mechanics include fishing, pets, a changing weather system, offline gameplay support, and some NPCs in a nearby town. It looks simple, and the arcade style makes the game feel inherently silly. However, it's actually not half bad for a farming game. The popular farming simulator franchise marches on with its 2020 release. The game is very much like its predecessors. You get a farm, grow stuff, harvest it, and sell it for profit. This game's big draw are the vast array of machines you get to use, including over 100 vehicles from actual name brands. Additionally, you can take care of horses, enjoy the above-average graphics for this genre, and even drive the vehicles from the cockpit. This one runs for $5.99 with some optional in-app purchases. A new version of this comes out every year, so if we don't update this list in a while, check Google Play for the newer versions. Farmville 3 is the latest game in the long-running Farmville franchise. This one is pretty similar to most of the others. You plant crops, raise animals, unlock various things to decorate your farm, make friends, send gifts, create things, and other staples of the genre. This one is a bit more restrictive than prior iterations. You have to manage your resources since you only get so much space. That includes crops, animals, and craftable items. It's also a bit slower than previous games. I tested this one for a week and didn't make as much progress as I thought I would. The game does prompt you to buy stuff to speed things along, but to be honest, a little patience saves you a lot of money. It could be better, but it's easy to play, kid-friendly, and it definitely caters to slower players. Hay is an insanely popular farming game from Supercell, makers of Clash of Clans, Clash Royale, and Brawl Stars. It's actually a rather larger mobile farming game. You clean up the old farm, plant crops, tend to livestock, and unlock various buildings and other upgrades. There is also a town to explore, a roadside shop to run, a fishing mini-game, and you can even build your own town. It's a massive experience with a ton of content to do. There is a reason this game has over 100 million downloads. That said, it is a freemium game and suffers from that freemium element a little bit. It's otherwise quite good. Minecraft may be a bit of a reach for us. You can do basically whatever you want in Minecraft. You can mine, you can craft, and you can do stuff like build, farm, fish, and raise animals. In fact, early game in survival mode requires at least some partial farming skills because you do need food to live. You can raise chickens for their eggs, plant various types of crops, and then craft all of that foodstuff into actual food items. Of course, all they actually do in-game is restore health and stave off starvation for a little while. Still, it's a sizable part of the game along with everything else. The mobile version of the game also works perfectly with the PC and Xbox One versions of the game, so cross-platform support is also a good reason to try this one. Pocket Harvest is a farming game from Carasoft, a developer on Google Play with a bunch of excellent simulators. The game features 16-bit graphics, a bunch of stuff to do, and plenty of farming. It has basic stuff like planting crops and taking care of farm animals. It adds a bit of flair with things like tourism and other ways for players to make money. Everything is unlocked from the onset since it is a premium game. Stardew Valley is arguably the best farming simulator on mobile. It has all of the usual elements, including the ability to grow, harvest, and sell crops. However, the game adds some RPG elements, along with a bunch of extras and mini-games. You can go into town and meet the townspeople, get married, engage in town events, go fishing, and more. The developers boast 50 hours of play, and players get auto-saving, external controller support, and more. It runs for $7.99 with no additional in-app purchases. You can also play this one for free with Google Play Pass. Sumikkogurashi Farm is one of the newer farming games on the list. It has cartoon-style graphics and a cutesy theme. Players grow crops, use them to make various snacks and dishes, and then do the various events in the game. You ship your snacks and treats once you make them for a profit, and use the profits to grow your farm and buy more stuff. There are some customization elements to the game, and it includes revolving events to help keep things fresh. It's not realistic like some, but it's a good alternative to something like Farmville. Farm is another arcade farming sim with a lot going for it. It's newer than most of the farming games on the list and it shows. It starts out with the basic stuff. You start a farm, grow stuff, sell it, and expand. The game also includes side quests, social elements with your neighbors, and some exploration elements. There is quite a lot to do between the game mechanics and all of the stuff you can collect. It's a Farmville clone through and through, but it's actually better in some ways. Thanks for watching, and I hope this video was helpful.